Ayy, I'm fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever, go get you the drip. Y'all fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever, go get you the drip.
Yo, to the show, Fanatical Massholes, your boy Mizzo, holding it down solo tonight. Thank you for joining me. Got a good show for y'all. We're gonna get into some NBA, my takeaways from the first couple of days. I'm not gonna overreact too much, but we're gonna get into that. Got some NFL stories to get into. Also, should Caleb Williams sit out the rest of the season? Seeing as though USC's not going to the college football playoff, they probably won't be playing in a January 6th game. That's a question that's been posed throughout the media, so I'm gonna ask it and answer it myself as well. And also, I'm getting into my locks, rants, bozos. You already know how it goes down. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, support the movement. I'd like to thank our sponsors. If you're looking for a plate, hit up my man Timothy Brunfield, Big Belly Barbecue. On Facebook, it's Timothy Brunfield. On our Instagram, it's Fatboy508. He's got any kind of plate you want. All the fixings from lobster, lamb chops. Doesn't matter. Beef, chicken, whatever you want to do. Seafood, and he caters as well. So hit him up, get some prices. He'll take care of you. Also, if you're looking to get some clothes, my man Charles Price has a store. Yeah, it's called Young Fly Forever. It's for the ladies, for the men, for the children. Anything you want, he got for you. Step out in class, fly. You got suits for men, all that. Nice, elegant wear for ladies, casual, for kids as well. Like I said, anything you want, the man got. His store's in Southbridge. He's got a grand opening coming up. I'm sorry. On Halloween, go check him out. Young Fly Forever. He's also online, www.youngflyforever.com. Hit him up. All right, so let's get into the show. Obviously, we talk about last night's game. You know how we do it. So we always react to the Thursday night game. So the Bills come out on top by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 24-18. Bills is up 24-10. Bucks went on a long drive. Made it close, went for two, got it. Then obviously you seen the Hail Mary. Actually, they could have caught it. Pass interference, maybe, sort of on Chris Godwin. I mean, who knows? Either way, but Bills come out on top. My two takeaways from this game are, for one, both teams should not be dropping back 40 times to throw the ball. I don't think any team should do that. Baker Mayfield dropped back 42 times. Josh Allen dropped back 40 times. Baker Mayfield threw 2 touchdowns, didn't have a pick. Josh Allen threw 2 touchdowns, but he did have a pick. He rushed for a TD, but still, I think he's putting himself in harm's way when he drops back that many times. He's making too many mistakes. Josh Allen has not gone consecutive games without turning the ball over. That's crazy. For an elite quarterback such as Josh Allen is, and he is elite, that can't happen because that costs your team games. It's definitely down the stretch. I mean, the Bills have to get a running back. Yes, they ran for 115 yards yesterday, but Josh Allen had 41 of them. And like I said, he rushed for a touchdown. James Cook did pitch him with 67 yards. But the Bills need a legit sledgehammer running back to kill the clock, move the chains, where Josh Allen doesn't have to be dropping back 40 times. I just don't think any quarterback should be doing it anyway, let alone a team with championship aspirations as the Bills do. They need to do that or they're in big trouble. The Bucks, I mean, again, like I said, 42 times isn't helping them either. They need to figure out a way to run the ball as well. But I don't really know what they're doing as far as where they really want to go, where they see the team going. Baker Mayfield might be a bridge to Kyle Trask. I mean, he didn't play bad. Like I said, 25 for 42, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. My concern is that why is Rachaad White? If I'm a fan, why is Rachaad White, the running back, catching more passes than Mike Evans and Chris Godwin? Chris Godwin and Mike Evans combined for 8 catches. Rachaad White had 7 himself. Look, obviously the game plan's different, and they go and they were trying to take away Evans and Godwin. Come on, man, you got to get your players the ball. Not 3 catches and 3 and 5 catches. Come on, hell no. They both got touchdowns, but still, no way. And penalties hurt the Bucks as well. 11 penalties for 74 yards. The Bills had 9 for 86, but still, close game time possession wise. Total yards, Bucks only had 302. So yeah, it was more throwing, not really running the ball. Bucks got to get a running game too if they want to contend. But I think if I'm a fan now, I'm saying, let's move towards the future. But I mean, it's only, it's 8 games. We'll see. They played 7, I believe. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, those are my 2 takeaways from last night's game. All right. So before I get into what I'd like to see this weekend in the college football games or which games I'm looking out for, let's get into this topic. So Caleb Williams and his USC Trojans have lost a second consecutive game to Utah over the weekend. That basically kicks him out of the run of the college football playoff. I think they're going to lose another game, so they won't even be in the running for a New Year's Six bowl. They're basically saying, some people ask, should Caleb Williams sit out rest of the season, preserve his body? He's already got the draft. They basically say he's going to be the number 1 pick. Should he just sit out, coast, train, and get ready for the NFL next season? I say hell no. Don't do that to your teammates. That's just me. Again, I've never played organized football, but I wouldn't do it. And as a fan, I don't want a player that I root for my team to do that, to sit out. You still have 8 games left. No. Still got about 5 games left. Finish out the season. Finish up the season with your teammates. If you don't want to play in the bowl game, depending on what the bowl game is, if they don't make it to like a New Year's Six bowl game, that's fine too. Again, he might not, even if it is a New Year's Six bowl game, you might want to sit it out. It's not for the championship. They're not making the playoff. It's not happening. So unless something drastic happens and everybody loses 3 or 4 games that's in front of them, and I don't see that happening. But if I'm him, play with your team, man. There's really no other answer it should be to me. Play with your team, and right, keep the camaraderie going, and Lord willing, you know what I mean? He'll make it through the season without getting hurt, and he'll be ready to go come next season for the draft. I mean, I know there was reports saying he might not even come out depending on what team has the number 1 pick. So we'll see. So you might as well just play. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what's going to happen there either. Well, yeah, I'm saying, man, play. You got to play with your team, man. Don't do that. You got to play with your team. All right. So the games I'm looking forward to in college football this weekend are Georgia and Florida's one. I want to see how Georgia's going to do without, what's my man's name? Brock Bowers against Florida. Now, I don't think Florida's going to put up much of a fight. Offensively, Georgia's got the 3rd-ranked offense. I mean, Carson Beck, 14th in passing, so he's lighting it up. But Beck was a big part of their offense. Florida's got the 46th-ranked offense. They're not really ranked high in defense as well. So I think Georgia won't have any trouble with them. They should coast by 10, but I want to see what game plan they're going to implement, because again, this is what they're going to have to use going forward, because Brock Bowers is out about 4 weeks. So that's one game I'm interested in. 2 more games I'm interested in. Utah and Washington. They're not playing each other Oregon and Washington. They're not playing each other because they already did, but I'm rooting for these 2 teams to get to the college football playoff. Oregon's playing Utah. Washington's playing Stanford. Obviously, Washington's got the easier draw this weekend, but I think Oregon will pull it out. Oregon can score, and their defense is good. Oregon's a lead on both sides of the ball. Washington's good too, but Oregon's a lead on both sides of the ball. Oregon could have easily beat Washington, but I want to see these 2 teams play again in the Pac-12 championship. I want Oregon to beat them, and then they both go to the college football playoff. That's what I'm looking for. Shake it up. I don't want to see two SEC teams, two Big Ten teams. You know what I mean? I think the best 4 teams right now, in my view, is we got to go Georgia, because you beat the champ, they there. I'm going my Seminoles. I'm sorry. I'm going my Florida State Seminoles. I feel like Ohio State doesn't beat anybody. Penn State just showed they're not really that good. Even though Marky tried to argue me last week saying Penn State was better than Florida State. Hell no, man. You bugging. You tripping. Shout out my boy Marky. But I think so it's going to be, I think, Georgia, Florida State, Washington, Oregon. That's who I want to see in the college football playoff as of right now. That's what I want to see. Hopefully it happens. So that's 2 games we're looking out to see, moving for those 2 teams to win. Last game we're looking out for, because Oklahoma's undefeated. They play at Kansas in Lawrence. Kansas is a tough team. They can score too as well. So I want to see if Oklahoma had a scare against University of Central Florida last week, and I picked them. You messed up my parlay. Thank you, Oklahoma. Come on, y'all gotta stop messing up my parlays, man. I mean, brother, need this money. I'm talking about. You mean? So yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm going for. I think I want to see what Kansas is going to do, or what Oklahoma's going to do against Kansas. Can they keep riding this wave? Because they're 7-0. Now, if Oklahoma goes undefeated and they beat Texas again in the Big 12 championship, Oklahoma's going to the playoff. Signed, sealed, delivered. Ain't nothing happening. They going there. So those are 3 games. Those are the 4 games I'm looking out for. All right, here's my locks. I got BC minus 14 hosting UConn. I got Kansas. We just talked about them. Aforementioned Kansas plus 9.5 hosting Oklahoma. I got Army minus 9.5 at UMass. I got Colorado State plus 14.5 hosting Air Force. And I got Kentucky plus 3.5 hosting Tennessee. So that's what I got going on in college. Now, in the pros, Eagles, Commanders, my Commanders, we can't go 3-5. We go 3-5, somebody's getting fired. And by somebody, I mean Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio. Our defense is 29th in yards. We rank 6th in sacks. So that's cool when we get to the quarterback. But if we don't, the quarterbacks have field days on us. They move the ball on the team. Like something's got to get done here. Like if we lose this game, even though it's Philly and no one's picking us to win, picking the Commanders to win, somebody's got to go because we shouldn't be this bad. We have too much talent on this team to be 3-4 as it is. We could easily be 5-2. We could easily be 1-6. But there's too much talent on this team. Too much talent on this team. Sam Howell's been sacked 40 times. Even though he's 8th in passing, he's been sacked 40 times. The next closest to him is Daniel Jones with 28 sacks. He's been sacked 28 times. And here's the thing: they played the Giants last week. They only scored 7 points. The Giants only had 5 sacks on the season. They had 6 sacks in one game against the Commanders. Come on, man, Eric Bieniemy, you got to switch it up. I'm not impressed with Eric Bieniemy. Like, I'm not trying to say I can see why he's not getting jobs, but this is what they're going to point to. Now you on film. They got it on film of you with this offense. Yes, he can. Sam Howell's lighting it up, but 40 sacks. He has no time to throw this ball. You got to get some screens in there. You got to get some quick drag routes. Let these guys make plays. These guys got speed. All of them, whether it's McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson. Come on, man. We got to use our speed. Use the speed. Let these guys make plays. Make some men miss and go. We got to, I don't want to say simplify things, but waiting for these plays to develop is just not working. He has no time back there. We got to switch it up, Eric Bieniemy. We got to get a little more innovative here. I need to see something. I'm not impressed. I am not impressed right now. So that's the game I'm looking forward to. And by the way, the Eagles are 6th in sacks. O-line can't block anybody. I believe our O-line, Sadiq Charles, one of our offensive linemen, Commanders offensive lineman, Sadiq Charles, he's not playing. So that's going to hurt. Cody Barton is out, linebacker. I already said the linebackers can't cover. I mean, listen, Frank Clark was out there. Could have signed him. He went back to Seattle. We need some cover linebackers, man. We trying to make a move, and we trying to make moves and contend. Got to get some linebackers that can cover. But anyway, as I was saying, Eagles are 6th in sack. They could have a field day. This could be bad. This could be 8 sacks. This could be an 8-sack day, maybe 10. If the game plan don't get switched up by Eric Bieniemy. All right, I went too long on that one. The other game I'm looking forward to is the Rams and the Cowboys. Well, I'm interested to see what the Cowboys are going to do off a bye. I got them winning the Super Bowl. I just think that they had enough talent. Obviously, losing Trayvon Diggs for the season is bad. But you got stars there. You got somebody that can step in. I think the defense is still good enough to get to and win the Super Bowl. Offensively, they got things they got to work on. It's going to be predicated on the run. They need a running back, a sledgehammer running back as well. Tony Pollard is good, but Tony Pollard is more of that, slasher, make moves and things like that. He's not a running in between the tackles kind of guy, running back, I should say. But yeah, and the Rams, Rams will look good. Listen, I doubted the Rams. I think I had them finishing last in the division. Rams have looked really good. They surprised me. So I'm interested to see if they keep it close. All their games have been close. So that's another game I'm looking forward to. Obviously, and then the last one is the Bengals and 49ers. Sam Darnold, you want to be a starter on an NFL team? This is your shot right here. Go in and show out. I don't think he will, but go in and show out. Go in and show out. And the Bengals just came off a bye. Do they take off? Again, I didn't have them in the playoffs this year. Sorry, Bengals fans, but let's see if this is the year that this is the time when they take off and go. Because this is what they usually start slow anyway. I thought it was going to be too much for them to start slow and then rebound and get all the way to the playoffs. I don't see it happening this year. So those are the 3 games I'm looking forward to. All right. So here's my locks. NFL stat. I got the Pats plus 9.5 at the Dolphins. Jets -3 at the Giants. Texans -3.5 at the Panthers. Vikings -1.5 at the Packers. I got the Bengals plus 4.5 at the 49ers. I just talked about that. So that's my locks. We'll see what happens there. All right. So before I go, let me make my World Series picks. Game is going on right now. Diamondbacks was just up. They took the lead. I believe it was in the fourth. I still got the Rangers though. I think the Rangers got way too much offense. You know, with Adalis Garcia, Corey Seager. Who else is Mitch Garver? Shoot, man, what's my man? Evan Carter, my man Heim, Johan Heim or something like that. Like Jonah Heim, I think it is. They got this and they hit. Texas Rangers can hit. They're never going to be out of a ball game. And obviously they got Nathan Eovaldi. I think Scherzer's had a rough postseason. You know what I mean? He hasn't had a great year, but I think you give him the ball, he'll come through. I think the Rangers get it done. That's what I got. And also, before we go, salute Dusty Baker. He's retiring after a long and illustrious playing and managerial career. Got his World Series championship last season. Salute Dusty Baker, man. Good luck and everything else. Good luck with everything else you got going on after baseball. Like I said, salute. All right, we coming from the break. Gonna break down some NBA. We're gonna get into our rants, our bozos of the week. Stick and stay, Fanatical Massholes. Remember, like, subscribe, share, comment. Right back after this.
Y'all fly forever.
Turn that shit up, yo.
Ayy, I'm fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever, go get you the drip. Y'all fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever, go get you the drip.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, Fanatical Massholes. It's your boy, Mike Mizzo, holding it down. All right, let's jump right back into it. Pardon me. So, bit of serious news. Dwight Howard is facing some sexual assault allegations from a man. So let's read through a little bit of it real quick. So hold on. So this is what the statement reads. The defendant, basically saying Dwight Howard, towering over Mr. Harper, grabbed Mr. Harper by the thighs, forcibly removed Mr. Harper's underwear, held Mr. Harper down, and performed non-consensual oral sex on Mr. Harper. The suit read, Mr. Harper was in fear of imminent bodily harm when he was pinned down and forced to remain in place while the defendant continued to sexually assault him. Harper claimed that Howard stopped the sexual act when he realized he wasn't enjoying it. Afterward, Howard directed Harper to his bed where he and Kitty engaged in sexual acts. According to the lawsuit, Howard forced Harper into oral sex and then he arranged for Kitty to drive him home. The lawsuit states that Howard is facing charges of assault, battery, emotional distress, and false imprisonment. Howard claims that Harper knew about Kitty and all that other good stuff. Look, first thing I'm gonna say is sexual assault in any kind of ways is not that can't fly. We can't do that. We're not doing that, Dwight. I mean, again, I hope it's not true. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Hope it's not true, but because I rooted for Dwight Howard as a player. He's one of my favorite players, you know what I mean, in the league when he was playing, at the time. And I rooted for him, Dwight Howard. He should be a top 75 player over Anthony Davis. That's just, I hate to say it like that, but he should. Dwight Howard was, man, when he was playing, yeah, he was that dude. You know what I'm saying? He was that dude holding it down. Pause, and no pun intended. But I'm saying, like, Dwight Howard did his thing defensively. Offensively, yeah, he wasn't he wasn't hitting 20-footers and things like that, but he scored, you know what I mean? He did his thing scoring, but defensively, he impacted the game. He was one of the best. He was top 10 player in the league when he was in his heyday. So I rooted for Dwight Howard but this is bad, but Dwight Howard did come out and basically told everybody, look, mind your business. What I do in my bedroom is my business. And he's right on that. Two things can be true. Sexual assault should never happen. That's some dirtball stuff to do to anybody. Well, you know what I mean? And however you do it. Sexual assault's a no-go. They say no is no. You know what I'm saying? But he's also right as far as if it was consensual, what he does in his bedroom, whether it's with two men, a man and a woman, whatever the case is, that's his business. Now some people speculate, well, maybe that's why he's not getting signed by any teams. I don't know. I would hope not. Maybe that is the case. But basically what I'm saying is both can be right. What's going on in his room is his business, but at the same time, if you sexually assaulted that man, you wrong, bro. You wrong for that. You know what I mean? And that should never happen like that. And that should never, ever happen. All right, switching gears. So James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers have reached an impasse to me. So he tried to basically get on the plane, and they wouldn't let him. They basically said, look, go home. Stay here. I'm sorry. Stay here. Ramp up. You know, get your body in shape, conditioned, and all that. Because he was away for 10 days to tend to a family matter, personal matter. Then like I said, they told him to just kind of, you stay in Philly while we're going on our 2-game road trip. When you're back in Philly, we'll see if you can play. He wanted to go though. Now I don't know. Again, I don't know if they're doing this to kind of tell him, you stay home. You know what I mean? Like how he stayed away. I don't know what the case is. What I do know is this thing needs to end. Philly, if I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan, I'm telling Daryl Morey, bro, this has got to be over. You can't do what you did with Ben Simmons. We cannot have another Ben Simmons. That this team is way too talented, even without James Harden. I'll get into it when I get into my takeaways in a second. This team is way too talented. You have to get what you have to get and move on. You cannot let this thing even linger to the All-Star break like it did with Ben Simmons. You shouldn't even let it linger into Christmas. You have to make he doesn't want to be there. He said he doesn't trust you. He called you a liar. Let that man go somewhere. I don't know where. He wants to go to the Clippers. Clippers are not going to outbid themselves because they know they're the only ones who's in the running for him. Philly, you stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're in a conundrum. You ain't got no other choice. You have to move him for what you can move him for to the Clippers and move on. And move on. And that leads me to my NBA takeaways. One, in Philly, Philly's good. Like I was just talking about. Tyrese Maxey. I mean, listen, man, he did his thing. He had 31 points on 22 shots and 8 assists. So that just tells me he can set the offense up, put guys in position to make shots, get easy buckets, and he can score. So he's picking his spots, when to score, when to pass. 31 and 8 is a good stat line. And he had 4 rebounds. And then you got Kelly Oubre. Big pickup. 27 points on 11 shots. Efficient. Plus 14. Listen, Kelly Oubre can play. He's in the spotlight now. We've seen him in a lot of teams where just, he was on Washington. He was on, was he in Washington? I think he was in Phoenix when they weren't that good. And obviously he was just in Charlotte. But now you got him in a team like Philly where he's going to see, they're going to have a lot of, national televised games and things like that. Yeah, Kelly Oubre going to shine. We're going to see what Kelly Oubre's doing. You know what I mean? I think he's going to be big for them. So I wasn't really too fond of the move when they got him, but this actually could play out. Like I said, James Harden's he's a star. He's an all-star. I want him as point guard. You do, but with everything else that comes with it, no, you don't. But I just think he says he wants to go. He's done. We've seen him do this in 2 other stops. You can't let this drag out. You got to let him go. You got to move on and get what you can get from him and move on. That's it. But speaking of that, in that same game, Dame time is official. Dame time's going to be all right, A-OK in Milwaukee this season. 39 points. Big shots down the stretch. This is what Giannis needed. Obviously, you got Chris Middleton that did it too on a championship run, but now you got Dame. You got Dame time because Chris Middleton's still coming back into his own from the knee injury. He had offseason knee surgery, and he's on a minutes restriction. Yeah, you got Dame. So now you got Dame, and you got Chris Middleton because, again, he can make big shots. So if Dame ain't making them, and they're going to load up on Dame, when Chris Middleton's right, you can't leave Chris Middleton open. And then now you can't load up on Giannis either, though. So now Giannis is getting single covered. It's going to be just, and then you still got Brook Lopez in the corner knocking down the threes, or from straight away as well, too. Bobby Portis off the bench, putting in minutes. Jay Crowder's going to be big for them. Jay Crowder brings that toughness. You know what I mean? I know they're losing some with Jrue Holiday, but Jay Crowder can bring that too as well. Obviously not the point guard, you know what I mean? But defensively, he can impact the game. And like I said, he can hit big shots. He can hit the 3. He can stretch you out, stretch forward. Pause. Not, you know what I mean? To say stretch you out. But yeah, I think the Bucks is going to be there in the end. I still got the Celtics. I like them a little bit because I like how they look, just how they look so far. You know what I mean? With Kristaps Porzingis fit right in. So we'll see going forward. But yeah, the Dame time is real. Dame time's real. And my last takeaway, damn, Lakers, man. I got you winning the championship, but y'all don't look too good. They won last night, but I mean, they beat the Suns without KD. I mean, with KD, without Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. KD had 39, and the Suns almost beat them. Suns was up about 12 in that game. Lakers came back. LeBron James basically shut the door. Big plays, big rebounds, coast to coast. You can't stop that man from getting to the rim. Even at 39, he's still getting to the rim. Did his thing. LeBron took over that game, held it down, but still, it shouldn't have been that close. I think they should have wiped the floor with Phoenix. Shouldn't have been that close. with all the talent that the Lakers got, that should have been a 15-point win for the Lakers. Should have been. And obviously the night against Denver, I mean, they was getting smashed the whole game. Pause. They was getting, they was getting wiped down the whole game, basically. And then you look at Anthony Davis. I mean, it's the same thing from last year. He said he was going to be more aggressive, and everybody's second guessing now. We'll see. Don't be inconsistent. Very first game he does. 17 points in the first half, none in the second half. What's up, bro? What's going on? But then last night, 30 points on 17 shots, efficient. 10 went to the line about 5 times, 10 free throws, but still, 12 rebounds, efficient. We know what he's doing on the defensive end, blocking shots, altering shots. He's got to stay around that 25 to 30 range for me to say, all right, he's consistent the whole year. You know what I mean? He's got to get at least 20. Again, now, if he's going to have 15, you got to tell me somebody else is cooking. So you say, I'm just going to feed him. I'm going to let him do his thing. You know what I mean? Or say a D-Lo, just a night where, all right, D-Lo's on fire. D-Lo, D'Angelo Russell. Okay, I got it. Austin Rivers, he's cooking. Boom. Obviously, Braun, he cooking. All right, cool. I'm going to defer. But if they're not, you see they're not, you got to take over. You got to take over at every chance you get. You take over. If you see it's not going that way, nah, man, I'm going to drop buckets. I'm getting 20 right here. I'm getting 15 in the quarter. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do, AD. But if not, I think the Lakers could be in some trouble. I don't know. I'm not liking that pick. Oh, one more. I think the Bulls might have to rebuild it. They should. They should just tear it down. I know they lost. They lost again tonight. They lost to the Raptors. They were then you see what happened on the opening night, well, Wednesday night. They got smashed, pause, by the Thunder. I just think, listen, I think it's time to tear it down, Chicago. You're not going anywhere. Lonzo Ball's not playing again, so you're missing that point guard. I like Ayo Dosunmu. He's nice. Obviously, I love Zach LaVine. I love him on my team. He's a big shot maker. You know what I mean? He can get to the rim, all that. And obviously, DeMar DeRozan, he's going to make big shots. I think that's what the Nets are lacking. The Nets need someone who can hit big shots down the end, down the, at the end of the games, basically. When it comes down to it in crunch time. That's what the Nets need. Those two guys are that. I just think for this time the Bulls to rebuild and strip it down and just build it back up again. I know they've done this a couple times since Jordan's retired. You know what I mean? But you're going to have to get new management, new coach, and just strip it down. You can't keep being this playing team, 6 seed. Like, I don't want my Nets to do it. Let's do it again. This team next year, they got to make a decision. What are we going to do? Offseason, what are we going to do? We're going to strip it down, or we're going to go in and try to get some stars because they got draft picks. Yeah, I think the Bulls need to tear it down. The Raptors as well. I think they might need to, even though they won. So they're 2-0. But I just think I don't know where the Raptors are going to be. I don't see them making. They might be I don't see them being a 4 or 5 seed. They might be a 6 seed, 7 seed. They might be a 6 seed. They might not make the play. They might not fall enough to be the playing team, but they're going to be a 6 seed. And come on, man. See what you can get for Pascal Siakam. Build around Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby. You know what I mean? See what you can get for him. And yeah, just rebuild it back up. You got a championship. I mean, nothing, no one thought the Raptors were going to win a championship. I'm sorry. Listen, I love Toronto. They got a great fan base, but Kawhi came, he won them a chip. You got a chip. I'm not saying you got any more time because it's been about 4 or 5 years now. Fans might start to get a little restless, but I think if I'm a fan, I'd be all right if they say, look, man, which direction they're going? We got to tear it down. Tear it down. Just tear it down. Just tear it down and start from scratch. Rebuild it back. Masai Ujiri, he's a great GM. I trust him more than I trust my GM, Sean Marks, for sure. You know what I mean? Straight up. So, just tear it down. If I'm the Toronto Raptors, I'm tearing it down. If I'm a fan, I'm cool with it. All right. So let's get into not a rant, but just a quick story. So a high school referee gets into an altercation with a coach, punches the coach. I mean, it doesn't really get into why he punched the coach, but let's talk about it. So let me read for you. Here we go. So basically, this happened in Corona, California, at San Diego High School, and it was a contest between Arlington and Oak Hills. So I guess at some point in the second half, witnesses claimed that Oak Hills head coach Rob Alexander got upset with referee Brandon Napper over his officiating, and an argument ensued. Obviously, there's a clip. I'm gonna try to see if I can get it up for you. Shout out to TMZ. This their story. The clip you see, you can see the Napper, the referee. He played basketball, actually. He college basketball player, West Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, and Cal State, San Bernardino. He approached him, briefly talked to him, then he took off on him. He swung on him, knocked him to the bench. Basically, threw a couple more punches before it was breaking up. Obviously, the game stopped. They paused the game because the coach had to be taken to the hospital. Yeah. He's obviously, the Napper has been charged with assault and battery, with battery causing serious bodily harm and assault by means likely to produce great bodily harm, both felonies. Booked and released on a $25,000 bond. Oh, man, it's just all bad. Look, we lose our cool sometimes, but, man, you might have just, you might have thrown your career away. Whatever you're going to do, if you're going to try to play basketball, definitely referee. If you were trying to be an NBA referee, this is going to follow you. They're not going to let you ride with this. This is going to be hard to come back from. Listen, America's land of second chances, and I believe everybody deserves a second chance. So I ain't saying it should be done, but I just know something like this is going to follow him. It's going to be real hard for him to get back in. I just hope it was worth it. You know what I mean? I don't know what he said, and I hope he didn't disrespect him to that point where he felt like he had no choice. But even then, sometimes you just got to pick your battles. Because at the end of the day, you lost out, man. Losing your cool, you cost yourself a career in referee and, like I said, basketball, whatever the next thing could be. Because now you're going to be known as the guy who snuffed the coach for whatever he said, but no one knows what he said. It's going to be your word against his. You know what I'm saying? It's just, man, we got to pick our battles better, man. We just got to pick our battles better. Best of luck to both of them the rest of the way. Obviously, again, I'm not picking sides here. I'm not saying who's right and who's wrong. Just an unfortunate situation that wish never happened. You know what I mean? We got to do better. All right. So now let me get into my rant. So it's really a quick rant. It's just more basically, man, Brian Cashman. like Cashman, man. We're watching players in the league and playing in the postseason in the World Series that you let go. Jordan Montgomery, Aroldis Chapman. Now, again, Aroldis Chapman, I can see he just kind of wore us welcome in New York. Jordan Montgomery didn't, though. Yes, he was a fringe starter. But what are the Yankees doing to develop him? Like Brian Cashman, I'm asking you this. What the hell are you guys doing to develop these pitchers and these players? These players are going elsewhere and shining. And it seems like the Yankees are just kind of stuck. Like, yeah, they win games, but you don't go anywhere. The farm system's not as great. Like, listen, Hal Steinbrenner, I know you don't want to be that manager who fires people and takes that hard stance, but you have to be. I get Brian Cashman's like family, but family and business should be completely separated. And last I checked, this is a business. The Yankees is a business. The Yankees are a brand. But they also about winning championships. They're in the business of winning championships. They have the most championships of any franchise ever in the history of sports. And we're getting lapped by the Red Sox, who got 4. Yeah, 4 this century. The Astros got 2. Astros beat the hell out of the Yankees. It's not even a rivalry. Yankees can't beat the Astros, and I'm not saying like the Astros are slouches. The Astros are a great organization. The Texas Rangers, look what happened. The Texas Rangers lost 101 games last year. They're in the World Series. Why? Because it just didn't go with analytics. They just didn't go with analytics. They paid, spent money, brought in the right talent. Obviously, went and got Bruce Bochy, who's he's top 3 manager to me that I've ever seen in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? 3 franchises to the World Series. Obviously, got swept by the Yankees in '98 with the Padres. Then he went to 3 with the Giants, won all 3 of them. And now he's back with the Rangers. Like, listen, Yankees used to be a good organization, top to bottom. I don't see it now because they're letting Cashman run in his way. He's running into the ground. You know what I mean? As far as Aaron Boone is concerned, he's taking a lot of flack for it, and I don't think he should be the manager. But at the same time, if you listen to what the reports are saying, he doesn't even pull the strings anyway. They're giving him a key card like, hey, this is it. Go by the analytics. This time you pull him out, burning out the bullpen or pulling starters at the wrong times. Like, man, listen, it's got to stop. If Aaron Boone is that manager, I want to see it. Let him go out on his shield. Stop giving him a key card. I just think, man, it's time for Brian Cash. He's been there long enough. It's time for him to go. Like, Hal Steinbrenner, make this move. Stop doing this to us as fans. We demand better. This is the Yankees, damn it. You got to get rid of this dude. You have to let him go. Family, I don't care what it is. This is business. You're in the business of winning championships. Let's win. You got to win. All right. Now, my bozos of the week. It's another team of mine. The Commanders, I just talked about them. Like, man, come on. What are we doing? Ron Rivera, you look like you don't want to be there most of the game. Jack Del Rio just doesn't look like he wants to be. Just stoic, just when we going to light a fire under him? Listen to what Jonathan Allen said. I mean, he went crazy. He went crazy, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. You know what I mean? Like, when do we, like, this, enough is enough, man. Enough is a damn enough, man. We getting tired of this. We are getting tired of this as Commanders fans, man. You guys are looking like bozos out there. We're tired of people looking at Commanders like they're bozos, like they're irrelevant. Too much talent on the team to be irrelevant. Every time somebody says, okay, this could be the Commanders' year, and it doesn't work out. 2020, oh, they were coming. Okay, good defensive line. We'll see what happens. Yes, they probably needed a quarterback and other things. Fix the O-line. And then you go get Carson Wentz. You know, then you go get Carson Wentz. That doesn't work out. Taylor Heineke was a good story, but everybody kind of figured, man, he's not really a starter. He can get you a few games, but he's not a long-term starter. Carson Wentz wasn't the answer. I guess was a good role, a third rounder, but still, he wasn't the answer. Now you got Sam Howell. I like him. Sam Howell, he makes some good throws, but he doesn't have time. And then he holds on to the ball too long. This is coaching. You guys are coaching like bozos. Fire this team up. Light this team up. Hold them accountable. If you want to really change the culture, then change the culture. I know Ron Rivera has started to, and I thank him for that. He tried to take it into a different direction, and he has. Now we have new ownership, and they're going to take it into a different direction, respectable direction, where the franchise isn't getting laughed at, where people are telling us, you know what, if you want to leave the Commanders, well, they were Redskins back then, you could leave, just go switch Philly. It's going to be that team. I didn't want to do it, but like I was saying a couple weeks ago about LeBron, want to switch teams. And I'm like, I would never do that. And then if anybody could, it could have been the Commanders. We don't want to do that. We want to be relevant. Stop making us look like bozos for rooting for y'all. They already laugh at us because of the damn name, Washington Commanders. Come on, man. Cut the bozo stuff out. Let's get this thing done. Get it turned back around. Hold these guys accountable. Let's make some proper moves. Eric Bieniemy, let's switch the offense up a little bit. Like I said, screens, drags. I mean, let's get the ball out of this kid's hand. Young man's hand, I should say. You know? Let's do that. Let's do something different, though. But we're looking like straight bozos right now. I'm going to see y'all next week up here when y'all come play the Patriots. I'm going to be rooting. I'm going to have my jerseys on. I'm hoping, but don't make me look like a bozo, please. Don't make me look like a bozo. Please, I need a chip. Don't make me look like a bozo. We want to win. We want to win, damn it. We want to win. All right. That concludes our show for the night. I'd like to thank y'all for joining me. It's been the Fanatical Massholes Show with your boy Mizzo. Remember, like, subscribe, share, comment, support the wave, support the movement. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Big Belly Barbecue, Young Fly Forever. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. I'll see you on Saturday. Peace out.
Y'all fly forever.
Turn that shit up, yo.
Ayy, y'all fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever, go get you the drip. Y'all fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever,